Millions of car owners fall for fuel myths that ruins their car engine. But guess what? You probably are falling for it too, costing you thousands in car repairs. Before wasting any more money, here's 15 fuel myths you're doing that's ruining your car engine. Save money by not skipping. Let's dive in. Myth number 15. Premium fuel makes any car run better if your car was designed for regular 87 octane. Putting in premium is like buying designer water for your houseplants. Your engine literally cannot use the higher octane rating. Let me explain why. Modern engines are built to perform optimally with their recommended fuel type. Your car's computer isn't suddenly going to unlock hidden horsepower just because you spent an extra $10 at the pump. Higher octane just means the fuel resists pre-ignition better in high compression engines. It doesn't mean more power, better cleaning, or magical unicorn tears that make your family sedan perform like a Ferrari. The only thing premium fuel is guaranteed to improve is the oil company's profit margins. If your vehicle's manual specifically states regular 87 octane, that's exactly what the engineers who designed your engine determined was optimal. Those folks spent millions developing your engine to run perfectly on regular gas. Trust them, more than your brother-in-law's hot take. Speaking of things that don't work as advertised, this next myth might have you switching up your entire refueling routine for absolutely nothing. Myth number 14. Turning off the AC saves tons of gas. Rolling down your windows instead of using AC might feel economical, but the science tells a different story. At city speeds below 40 miles per hour, sure, windows down might save a tiny bit of fuel, but hit the highway, and those open windows create so much aerodynamic drag that they actually waste more fuel than running the AC would. Here's how it actually works. Modern AC systems are remarkably efficient, typically reducing fuel economy by only 1 to 3%. That's maybe 1 mpg difference. Hardly worth turning your car into a sweat lodge during summer commutes. Stay comfortable, my friends. That AC button isn't your fuel economy's arch nemesis. This myth persists because older AC systems genuinely were fuel hogs, sometimes reducing economy by 10% or more. But automotive engineers have revolutionized climate control technology in recent decades. Variable displacement compressors, electronic controls, and better refrigerants have dramatically reduced the power demands of modern AC. You'd be very much surprised by this next myth. Myth number 13. All gas stations have the same quality fuel. Gas is what people say right before they need new fuel injectors. While the base gasoline might come from the same refineries, the additives absolutely matter. Top-tier gas stations use more detergents and friction reducers that keep your engine cleaner over the long haul. I'm not saying that discount gas will destroy your car overnight, but there's a reason why BMW, GM, Honda, and Toyota all recommend top-tier gasoline. The cleaning detergents prevent carbon buildup that can reduce your MPG by up to 4 to 5% over time. The price difference? Usually just a few cents per gallon. Much cheaper than fuel system repairs down the road. These additive packages aren't just marketing fluff either. The top-tier standard requires gasoline to contain 2-3 times the amount of detergent additives compared to the minimum EPA requirement. Independent studies by AAA found that engines running on non-top-tier gas develop significantly more carbon deposits after just 4,000 miles of driving. Deposits that reduce performance, decrease fuel economy, and increase emissions. Trust me, this next myth would shock you. Myth number 12. Running on empty damages your fuel pump. The never let your tank go below quarter full warning has been passed down like an heirloom. But how much truth is there to it? Here's the deal. Your fuel pump is cooled by the gasoline that surrounds it. Running consistently on fumes can cause your pump to run hotter than designed, potentially shortening its lifespan over time. But the occasional low fuel emergency, it's not going to grenade your fuel pump. The bigger risk is actually the sediment at the bottom of your tank getting sucked into the system when levels are extremely low. Modern cars have much better filtration systems than older vehicles, but still, making a habit of running on empty is like never changing your oil and expecting the engine to last forever. It's not a catastrophe, but it's not smart maintenance either. Speaking of catastrophes for your car, let's expose this expensive misconception that's been draining wallets for decades. Myth number 11. Filling up in the morning gets you more fuel. The theory sounds scientific enough. Cooler gas is denser, so you get more molecules per gallon. But, and this is a big but, gas stations store their fuel in underground tanks where the temperature barely changes between day and night. That fuel stays a cool 50 to 60 degrees, regardless of whether the sun is blazing or the moon is out. The difference in density from morning to afternoon would save you maybe a nickel per tank if the fuel was actually affected by air temperature, which it isn't. I'd rather spend those extra morning minutes with my coffee than standing at a pump for imaginary savings. This myth persists because it appeals to our desire for insider knowledge and clever hacks. Everyone wants to feel like they've outsmarted the system. But gas stations aren't rookies. They've adjusted for temperature variations long ago with specialized equipment that compensates for any density changes. Even if you could somehow magically get denser fuel, the difference would be so microscopic that you'd need to fill up hundreds of times to save enough for a single cup of coffee. Your time is worth more than that, and so is your sleep. Stay in bed, fill up when it's convenient, and know that you're not missing out on some secret fuel density bonus package. And if you think that myth was ridiculous, wait until you hear how people are literally throwing away performance with this. Next misconception. Myth number 10. Fuel additives dramatically improve mileage. This miracle bottle will boost your MPG by 30% if these fuel additives actually delivered what they promised. Don't you think oil companies would already be putting them in their gas? They dominate the market overnight. The truth is that most additives provide minimal benefits that you'll never notice in real-world driving. Sure, some name-brand products like Techron might help clean your fuel system over time, but those pour in and gain 50 horsepower products, pure snake oil. The EPA has tested hundreds of these miracle additives, and guess what? Almost none delivered on their promises. Your best bet for better mileage, regular maintenance, proper tire inflation, and not driving like you're qualifying for NASCAR when you're just going to Walmart. Most of these additives contain basic detergents, similar to what's already in your gas, just in a fancy bottle with bold claims on the label. Others rely on metallic compounds that might temporarily boost performance, but can damage oxygen sensors and catalytic converters over time, leading to repair bills that dwarf any potential savings. The harsh reality is that there's no magic potion for your gas tank, just good driving habits and proper maintenance. Now let's talk about something that's literally hurting your car every time you visit the pump. Myth number 9. Topping off your tank gets you more fuel. That's the sound of your cash disappearing when you keep squeezing the pump handle after the first click. When the pump automatically shuts off, your tank is full. Those extra squeezes aren't giving you more gas. They're either being sucked back into the station's vapor recovery system, or worse, spilling onto the ground. But here's the real kicker. Topping off can damage your car's evaporative emissions system. That charcoal canister designed to capture fuel vapors. Yeah, it's not meant to handle liquid fuel. When it gets soaked, you're looking at a repair bill that'll make you wish you'd just stopped at the click. The charcoal canister replacement isn't a simple fix either. Depending on your vehicle, you could be looking at $200 to $600 for parts and labor, all because you wanted to round up to the nearest dollar amount or squeeze in that extra quarter gallon that never actually made it into your tank. And it gets worse. Gas stations have vapor recovery systems specifically designed to catch those extra drops you're trying to force in. That means you're literally paying for fuel that's going right back to the gas station's tanks. It's like tipping the gas station for the privilege of potentially damaging your own car. Stop at the click, your wallet, and your emissions system. Well, thank you. Think that's bad? This next myth might be destroying your fuel economy every single day. Myth number 8. Manual transmissions always get better gas mileage. Car guys from the 80s, cover your ears. This one's gonna hurt. While manual transmissions used to reign supreme for fuel efficiency, modern automatics have completely flipped the script. Today's 8, 9, and 10-speed automatics, not to mention CVTs, are engineered to hit the perfect RPM for maximum efficiency at all times. Even the best manual shifter can't match the precision of modern automatic transmissions that can predict the perfect shift point down to the millisecond. Don't believe me? Check the EPA ratings. Many automatic versions now get 2 to 3 mpg better than their manual counterparts. So unless you're driving something from the Reagan administration, that stick shift isn't saving you gas. It's just giving your left leg a workout. The technological leap in automatic transmissions has been nothing short of revolutionary. Where old 3-speed slush boxes were notorious gas guzzlers, today's transmissions use sophisticated computer algorithms that analyze everything from throttle position to road grade to select the perfect gear. They can even lock up the torque converter to to eliminate power loss that plagued older automatics. This next myth would 100% shock you. Myth number 7, warming up your car saves fuel. Unless you're driving a car with a carburetor, idling your vehicle for minutes on end before driving off is just burning fuel for absolutely no reason. Modern fuel-injected engines need about 30 seconds of warm-up time. Not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes. The best way to warm up your car, drive it gently, the engine warms up faster while moving, and you're actually making progress toward your destination instead of watching fuel dollars evaporate from your driveway. The only thing that extended idling warms up efficiently is your wallet, by burning through it. This myth comes from the carburetor era, when cars genuinely needed warming up to run properly. A cold carburetor couldn't atomize fuel effectively, leading to stalling and poor performance. But modern fuel injection systems adjust automatically to temperature, delivering precisely the right amount of fuel regardless of conditions. In fact, excessive idling is actively harmful to your engine. When an engine idles cold, fuel can strip oil from cylinder walls and dilute your engine oil, potentially causing more wear than simply driving gently would. Plus, catalytic converters only work properly when hot, meaning those extended warm-ups are generating significantly more pollution. The EPA estimates that restarting your engine uses less fuel than idling for just 10 seconds, so that 5-minute warm-up is effectively 30 times more wasteful than necessary. But if you think that's wasteful, wait until you see what this common highway habit is doing to your MPG. Myth number 6, cruise control always saves gas. Cruise control might keep your speed steady, but it's not the fuel-saving hero you think it is. On perfectly flat highways, sure, it works great, but the moment you hit rolling terrain, that cruise control becomes a gas guzzler. Why? Because it's programmed to maintain speed at all costs, punching the throttle up hills when a human driver would naturally let the car slow slightly. A good driver who reads the road and anticipates terrain changes will almost always beat cruise control for efficiency. Think of it like this: cruise control is like a robot that only knows how to push harder. It doesn't understand the art of momentum. The limitations of standard cruise control become painfully obvious in hilly terrain. When approaching an uphill section, an experienced driver naturally builds a little momentum on the approach and then eases off the throttle slightly while climbing. This uses gravity to your advantage and keeps the engine from working overtime. Cruise control, however, notices the smallest drop in speed and responds by dumping fuel into the engine to compensate. The same principle applies in reverse. When cresting a hill, a smart driver eases off the gas to let gravity do the work, while cruise control keeps applying throttle until it's already heading downhill. This difference in driving style can lead to 5 to 10% better fuel economy in varied terrain. The one exception? Adaptive cruise control systems in newer vehicles that can predict hills and adjust accordingly. But even these aren't as efficient. As a driver who truly understands the road, if you're getting value from this countdown of fuel myths that's ruining your engine, now's the perfect time to hit that like button. We've got 5 more incredible fuel myths that save you thousands in car repairs. And you won't want to miss the number 1 myth that every driver still falls for. Myth number 5, aftermarket gas savers actually work. From magnetic fuel line gadgets to vortex generators you stick in your air intake, the market is flooded with devices promising miraculous fuel savings, and they all have one thing in common: they don't work. If strapping a 1999 magnet to your fuel line could improve combustion efficiency, don't you think automakers would include them from the factory? These miracle devices usually claim to align fuel molecules or other pseudoscientific nonsense that would make any high school physics teacher burst into tears. The FTC has actually taken action against many of these companies for false advertising. Remember folks, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably belongs in the same category as Bigfoot sightings and honest politicians. These devices employ impressively scientific-sounding terminology to mask the fact that they violate basic laws of physics. Fuel ionizers that claim to electrically charge your gasoline for better combustion. Gasoline doesn't conduct electricity well enough for this to work. Hydrogen generators that supposedly extract hydrogen from water using your car's electrical system. They would consume more energy than they could possibly produce. Now let's shift gears from gadgets to driving habits with a myth that's probably costing you big time. Myth number 4, neutral coasting saves significant fuel. Shifting to neutral when going downhill feels clever, right? Wrong. This outdated practice is actually wasting fuel in modern cars. In today's fuel-injected vehicles, the engine computer cuts fuel almost completely when you're coasting in gear. But guess what happens in neutral? The engine has to use fuel to maintain idle. Plus, coasting in neutral is dangerous. You have less control in emergency situations, and it's actually illegal in many states. You're risking your safety and breaking the law for a technique that increases fuel consumption. Talk about a lose-lose-lose situation. This myth dates back to carbureted engines that continued consuming fuel at the same rate, regardless of weather. You were accelerating or decelerating. In those days, shifting to neutral really could save gas. But modern electronic fuel injection systems are smarter. They recognize when your foot is off the gas and the wheels are turning the engine, called deceleration fuel cutoff, or DFCO, and they respond by shutting off fuel injectors completely. If that myth blew your mind, wait until you hear what people believe about E85 fuel. Myth number 3, E85 is just watered down gasoline. Ethanol is just corn juice that ruins your MPG. I've heard this one more times than I can count. While it's true that E85 delivers fewer miles per gallon than regular gas, that doesn't make it inferior fuel. It's just different. Ethanol has about 30% less energy content per gallon, but it also typically costs 20–30% less. The real myth is that ethanol damages your engine. Flex fuel vehicles are specifically designed to handle high ethanol fuel with special seals and fuel system components. And ethanol has a higher octane rating than regular gas, 100 to 105 versus 87 to 93, which means it can actually deliver more power in the right engine. My mechanic friend nearly choked when I told him how many people believe ethanol is just filler. It's actually a completely different type of fuel with its own pros and cons. What most critics miss is that ethanol's higher octane rating makes it ideal for high-performance applications. Many racing teams actually prefer ethanol-based fuels because they can run higher compression ratios without detonation. Even the small amount of ethanol in regular pump gas, typically 10%, helps boost octane ratings cost-effectively compared to purely petroleum-based alternatives. And speaking of things that'll make mechanics laugh, this next one might be the most expensive mistake of all. Myth number 2. Changing oil every 3,000 miles saves your engine and fuel. The 3,000-mile oil change is the zombie of car myths. It just won't die. Modern synthetic oils and engines are designed to go 7,500 to 10,000 miles between changes. Those quick lube places pushing the 3,000-mile interval are playing you for a fool and creating mountains of waste oil in the process. But what about fuel economy? Fresh oil does improve efficiency, but the difference between 3,000 and 7,500 miles is negligible with today's synthetics. You're literally pouring money down the drain with premature oil changes. Check your owner's manual, not the sticker from the oil change place. That's the Bible for your specific vehicle's needs. The unnecessary frequency of oil changes is one of the most profitable myths in the automotive industry. Quick lube chains rely on high customer return rates, and nothing brings customers back like convincing them their engine will explode if they don't visit every 3 months. But modern engine manufacturing tolerances, improved sealing technology, and advanced synthetic oils have completely changed the game. And now, the number 1 fuel myth that's probably draining your wallet right now. Myth number 1. Premium gas will clean your engine and fix problems. This is the grandfather of all fuel myths, and it's a massive moneymaker for gas stations. Premium gas won't fix your check engine light. It won't clean your dirty injectors. It won't restore lost compression or cure your engine's rough idle. Premium fuel has exactly one purpose: preventing knock in high compression engines designed specifically for it. Using premium in a regular fuel car is like buying expensive bottled water to flush your toilet. It does the same job as the regular stuff, but costs a lot more. Your engine can't take advantage of the higher octane rating if it wasn't designed for it. The cleaning agents in gas, they're in all grades from the same station. Premium doesn't have special cleanup powers. If your engine has problems, it needs diagnosis and repair, not expensive gas. What's particularly insidious about this myth is that it preys on drivers when they're most vulnerable, when their car is already having issues. Desperate for a quick fix, people waste money on premium fuel thinking it's medicine for their ailing engine. That extra 40–60 cents per gallon adds up to hundreds of dollars per year that could have gone toward actual repairs. If your car is running rough, skip the premium gas and spend that money on a proper diagnostic scan instead. your wallet and your engine will thank you. Some drivers even think premium gas will improve their car's performance or fuel economy. Not true. If your vehicle's manual doesn't require premium, then it won't run any faster, smoother, or more efficiently on it. In fact, modern engines are built with advanced knock sensors that adjust timing automatically for regular fuel. So unless your engine is knocking or pinging and designed to need premium, there's zero benefit. You're not treating your car, you're just burning through cash for no return. And let's not forget the marketing behind this myth. Gas. Companies love to slap terms like Ultra, V-Power, or Supreme Plus on premium pumps to make them sound like some kind of miracle potion. But these names are just branding. They don't mean the fuel is cleaner or more powerful. It's still just gas with a higher octane rating, which most engines will never even notice. Don't fall for the pump propaganda. Save the premium for cars that actually require it, and use that saved money for real maintenance that actually makes a difference. There you have it. Which one surprised you the most? Which one do you know already? Let me know in the comments below. Aside from fuel myths, there are oil change mistakes that's costing you thousands. Click this video to save money. Until next time.